Hey y'all, welcome to the latest video in Odyssey series. This is his first ever ride, which happened on day 32, just after the day 30 mark. Now on this day, which is the 31st, I didn't have much time, so I went out to his field because the round pin was in use, and I thought I'd just spend some time sitting on him. I was using the bucket at first, but I was able to just hop right up on him. And I just kind of hung out for a bit. I gave him some scratches. And then I started using a method that I'd seen Elisa use on Zephyr, and I'm sure you can see it in her YouTube video, where basically you lay over on the horse, and then you start to ask the horse for a little bit of movement while you're still in a position where you can pretty safely hop down. Now I'm being cautious that he doesn't spook while I'm hopping down, because I don't want him to spook past me and try to kick me if he gets scared. So I'm just making sure I have a really good hold on the lead rope with my left hand and making sure to be aware of his body language. I've said this in previous videos, I like to do some desensitizing while I'm having the horse move because that really helps you see how they're truly feeling and make sure that their feet aren't getting locked, that they're not stuck in a little bit of freeze mode. So you can see I'm just patting him on the butt, just clicking at him, asking him to move, and once he takes a few steps I hop off and reward. So then I decided I moved the camera so y'all could get a better view with better lighting, and then I decided to sit up on him and just see if I could ask for a few steps. I wasn't going to ask for too much because I only had the lead rope on one side and we were in a big field. This is where I started to introduce a little bit of pressure with that one leg though. I just wanted to use one leg at a time, and he kind of jolted forward because he was like, whoa, you're up there on both sides now. So I gave him a big reward for that. But the way I've prepared him for feeling the pressure of my leg is by moving the stirrup on the saddle and sort of pushing it into his side and then getting him to move off that pressure. So then once I'm on him and I'm using my leg to ask him to move, it's the same pressure as the stirrup, and that helps him bridge the gap and understand what he's meant to do. So just taking things in little doses so as not to overface him. I wanted to hop on him one more time, give him some scratches, and ask for a couple steps, and that was the end of that session for the day. So the next day, before I could be sure he was ready for riding, I wanted to do a little more ground driving on him to just refine our steering a bit and just do all the checks to make sure he's going to be ready. So I popped the Western saddle on him, and I just hooked up the drive lines. I'd already lunged him with the Western saddle, so he was already ready to trot. But I just asked him to change directions, trotted some figure eights, and he was really good. Honestly, he didn't put a foot out of place. And then I worked on some backing and went to riding. So I've had the goal from the beginning with Odyssey to start him bareback. He would be the first horse that I put the first ride on bareback, and I really wanted to try it out for the first time. I thought it would be a really cool thing to do, and so Elisa was there coaching me, so you can hear that in the audio.
Is that the objective? Am I doing it right? I've never done that.
Yeah, it's just getting them used to moving with your weight. And then you always have a quicker way to get off if you feel them bunch up.
Yeah.
And then, so if they get tense, you can jump off and then jump right back on. It's just been developed over learning how to survive. My phone. Then you start moving the knee when you start to feel comfortable.
Up onto him?
Like you start swinging and move your knee up to his hip while he's walking. There you go. Pull that knee up. There you go. Oh, he's like, yeah, itch me.
Funniest part is that first start.
No, just go ahead. Swing over.
While he's moving or while he's standing?
While he's standing, when you find a spot, there you go, then rub, 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 keep moving all around.
If you saw my last video, you saw that Odyssey got a little extra relaxed about me sitting on him and also happy that he was getting scratches. And it's pretty normal for an older gelding to do things like that. But it was pretty funny. I was also like, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to put this on YouTube. I don't want to cut out most of our first ride. I want to show you guys the reality and the training. And the training is that he's learning how to carry me. He's learning how to steer and move off my leg and all those fun things. And I'm just trying to be really supportive and confidence building for him. So I decided to cut out the lower half of part of this video because it was pretty obscene. Thanks, Odyssey, for doing that. But he does put it away, and you can actually see a full video of our actual riding. Here's the one part where the video paused and restarted, I think, because we were just sitting at the cooler for a second, and then I started moving and doing stuff again. I'm really sorry for the editing on this video. I'm sorry it only shows very little, but I wanted to show you guys the reality that this is what our first ride looked like. There was, he was a little confused at first, and then he started to figure it out. He was getting really good at moving forward and steering and everything. He didn't go crazy and buck me off or anything. That's why I wanted to show y'all the full uncut video so you can see that.
See if you'll trot.
Really super
Trot.
well.
You can trot.
Fall off him.
That's all right. You just jump back on. There you go. He's fine.
Unfortunately, some things just don't need to be shared with the internet, and that is the lower half of this video clip. However, Odyssey is almost done being gross, and then I can show you the full actual video where you can see his legs.
Worst first ride ever.
It wound up being a great first ride because I was laughing too hard to be nervous. I've never laughed this much putting a first ride on. He was a really good boy. He took to everything very well. He showed all the preparation that I put into him. He was just really happy about the scratches and the fact that he had that fungus on his back that I've talked about in previous videos that was really itchy. So once I got him moving out and trotting, it got a lot better.
Woo! Yeah. Oh, he cantered.
Finally, it was going up, and I feel more comfortable showing the actual video. None of this is cut to cut out anything, and if you look closely, you can see all I did was move the camera around. So this is the full, unedited, uncut first ride that we had. Again, it's literally just that he was relaxed and he was enjoying his scratches.
Now I can get some usable content.
Up. Just don't scratch him too much. That's when it goes down.
I'm not even scratching him. I'm just like sitting on him. I have to censor half my YouTube video.
It's okay. He's just euphoric, Ellen. Smooch. Woo! Woohoo! Yeah! Oh, that's so cute.
He was a little up and down in his first canter, and that's just because he was being a little sticky, which is completely understandable because it's first ride. He wasn't bronking, trying to buck me off or anything like that. He was just trying to figure out how to move with the rider on, and he was feeling a little stuck behind the leg. But honestly, that was super good, and I don't normally ask for all 3 gates on a first ride, but he was just doing so good. So I asked him to stop and rest after that.
There you go. So you can catch your breath.
We got a lovely backup, but after sitting too long, it started to make a reappearance, so part of this video is going to be a little cut again. But it didn't take long for him to realize it was time to go to work and focus on the task at hand.
Your sister will like this footage. She'll think it's funny.
Like I said, I don't really ask for this much on the first ride usually. Mostly my first rides are walking with a little bit of trotting. But he was being super good. He felt ready for this. And I wanted to get his head in the game and actually thinking about working and not let that become a habit for him.
Oh yeah, that's right. He likes the right.
Yeah.
Alright, see if you can get a little lope. Smooch him. Woo! Woo!
Rock, you mean?
Woo! That's a good stick.
There he got a little bit sticky at the gate, and of course his friend Zephyr was there.
There you go. Woo! There you go. Little bump. Bump him. Bump him, bump him, bump him, bump him. There you go. Good boy. And then the minute he kind of slows off, that's a good place to put your stop in. There you go. Good boy.
And that was Odyssey's first ever ride. It was not as picture perfect as I was hoping for, but it was still a super solid first ride. We got all 3 gates bareback, which was awesome. I succeeded in my goal of starting a horse bareback, and it was really confidence building for him. He was honestly amazing. I couldn't have asked for him to be better. Thank y'all so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video as I start to show you Odyssey's undersaddle journey. Unfortunately, I do have some bad news for my journey with Odyssey. As of right now, June the 4th, I have had a pretty significant injury to my knee, possibly tore my ACL. I am waiting on an MRI to get a diagnosis, but as of right now, I am not able to ride Odyssey or do much of anything, but I will be catching up on YouTube videos for you guys, and I will let you know how all of this pans out and how I'm able to still get to the Classic with Odyssey in September, because that is my goal.